Alright, so originally I planned on shooting this video inside, but it's turned out to be such a nice day. Why don't we head outside, soak up some of that good weather, and I can have a conversation with you about what my plans are for the next few weeks, how I intend on getting healthy and staying healthy over that holiday season. Alright, so now that we've actually hit the Christmas season, we're into the holiday season, we're into December, we all know that this can be an incredibly difficult time to actually take control of our diet and maybe even possibly get a little bit healthier heading into the new year. One of the things I want to get out of the way right off the bat is that I am just your everyday dad. I do not have a doctor's degree. I don't even have a master's degree in kinesiology like Greg Doucette. And yeah, with all the candy and all the celebrations and all that time off, it can be incredibly difficult to stay healthy. But my goal this year is not only to stay healthy, my goal is to actually get healthier, to come into the new year better than I started the month of December. My goal is to shed some fat, gain strength, and I'm going to do all of that while sharing that with you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing with my nutrition, how I'm tracking that through myfitnesspal, what kind of goals I'm setting in terms of calories in, calories out. I'm going to talk to you about my strength gains, exactly what I plan on doing in the gym. Hopefully I can also share with you exactly the kind of meals I'm eating, not just the meals that I'm preparing. A lot of those come from Remmington James. I talked about him in another video. Just to give you an idea, Remmington James is a YouTube fitness guy. He's out there. He's producing new videos, almost puts a new one out every single day where he's showing off a new recipe. He does have a cookbook for sale, but on YouTube you can see his new recipes. You can try them out. He does absolutely anything. It's the anabolic kitchen, and I am in love with so many of his recipes that they give me a lot of success. They kind of help me curb that whole craving that I have for all those foods, because he takes things like pizza, cakes, muffins, breakfast sandwiches, and he makes a good nutritional alternative, something that we can easily fit into our diet. So I definitely plan on sharing some of those recipes with you and letting you know exactly which ones I really like, what ones are helping me keep my diet in check, curb all those cravings that I have, and I can share with you maybe some alternatives, some different things that I try, some of those staples. Every single morning I do get up and have my anabolic French toast. Thank you, Greg Doucette. But beyond just sharing with you some of those recipes, I also plan on telling you the things, the little snacks that I'm having, the different things that when I'm having that sweet craving, when I'm having that salty craving, what are the kind of things that I'm eating, what actually gets me through the day, because if we are cutting calories, eventually you have to deal with that.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes.
You probably even have these cravings before you're cutting those calories. That's part of the reason why we've gotten to this point. We're trying to get healthier, we're trying to lose weight. I'm just someone with an enormous obsession over trying to find out the best ways that I can be healthier, both mentally and physically, and doing all the research possible. And that is what I want to share with you. Hopefully over the next number of weeks, everything that I do when I share with you all my successes and failures, maybe you'll just be entertained by it, but maybe you'll actually get something out of it and you can apply it in your day-to-day life. So I posted a video just last week about how I use YouTube to get a lot of motivation and get a lot of the information that I needed to get healthy and stay healthy. I talked a lot about Greg Doucette and other fitness YouTubers that really motivated me. But the reality is, over the last couple of weeks of November, I was really starting to wane on that. My motivation was going down. I was starting to give in to some of those cravings. My weight is starting to creep up a little bit. And I also was just kind of going through the motions in the gym. And now is the time. This month, leading into Christmas, is exactly the time that I want to turn that around. Now, I know for a lot of people, you're probably going to say that Christmas, the holiday season, is the absolute worst time to actually start looking at your diet. It's best to start that in the new year, get that New Year's resolution going. But for me, it's the exact opposite. I see this time of year, over the Christmas break, over the holiday season, to be the best time to actually try to get yourself into shape. Yes, I know I mentioned earlier that over the holiday season can be a lot harder because you're going to get all those temptations. People are going to offer you things, going to have a lot more candies and sweets probably around the house. But that is exactly why I'm doing it. I think it's the perfect time. I think by the time you hit the new year, if you've already started to move forward, if you're already starting to get healthier, that is just going to make getting into the new year and getting even healthier and going even further just that much easier. So I will be tracking my calories through myfitnesspal. I know it's not the perfect app, and I know you have to watch it. I know people are going to say that it's not always that accurate, but I'm going to track it the best I can. I'm also going to do everything I can to get the most accurate information. That means using a scale whenever possible. That means measuring out every single thing that I eat. If I don't know what the weight should be, I'm going to measure the actual quantity of it. And to be fair, it's not like I haven't had success before, and it's not like I haven't used myfitnesspal. I'm actually really familiar with it. Over the last couple of years, I have had quite a bit of success. I found a way to measure out all my calories and actually lose quite a bit of weight. By quite a bit, I mean around 65-70 pounds. And it took me about a year to do that, and I've managed to keep most of that off for the last year or two beyond when I initially lost the weight. Hopefully I'll be able to put out separate videos where I'm talking exactly about what I'm doing in the gym as well. I'll talk about the different splits. I'll talk about the app that I'm using, the Strong app that I'm using to actually track my fitness. And tracking what I'm doing in the gym is incredibly important to me because I know that as I start to lose weight, if I'm not seeing those strength losses, if I'm still able to push the same amount of weight, the same amount of reps, if I'm able to do all that with success in the gym, there's a really good chance that what I'm actually losing is fat and I'm not losing all of that valuable muscle that I've worked so hard to try to gain. Obviously, I'm also going to be tracking my weight. I tend to track it about 3 times a week. I'm right now at around 180 pounds, but I'll track that 3 times a week and take a median just so I get a good idea of exactly whether I'm moving in the right direction or whether I need to do something completely different. Also, like I mentioned before, I get a lot of my good information out there from different YouTubers, some people that are in that fitness space, and I'm going to give you some specific reviews. Not just tell you who I think is really good to watch on YouTube to get some of that good information, but why. I'll go into some separate videos about specific YouTube fitness folks that I think that if we all started to watch, if we all started to tune into, it would help us be successful in whatever our fitness journey is. So if by some miracle, all the extra calories that I cut, all the extra time that I spend in the gym, I find out is actually sustainable for me for the long term, that is great. But the reality is, we all know that that's probably not the case. If you are extremely aggressive with your weight loss, with all of that extra time in the gym, eventually there's a breaking point. Eventually you either hit a plateau, eventually usually it can lead to just quitting the gym entirely, getting yourself injured, maybe start binge eating. All of that stuff can happen if you push too hard for too long and you do something that just isn't sustainable. So with that in mind, I also know that it's really important to have some sort of an exit plan. What am I going to do when I'm actually done with this diet? What if I find some success? What if I get to an ideal weight for me? What if I am extremely happy with what I see in the mirror? What if I'm not completely there? What if I didn't get 100% of the way of where I wanted to be, but I know that I'm going to start binging, that I just can't do it anymore? I need to have an exit plan. I need to have a way out. And that could be as simple as tapering off on the amount of time that you're spending in the gym, slowly raising those calories week over week. But it's important that if you're going to do that, I think anyways, and I'll get into it more in another video, but is that you continue to track everything and that you continue to pay close attention to exactly what you're doing, what you're eating, what you're doing in the gym, and how that's affecting you, and you try to avoid the binge eating, because so often it's so easy to completely go off the rails and just quickly, probably even quicker than you got your success, completely erase all that hard work and actually find yourself worse off than when you started. All that to say, my goal is to end the holiday season healthier than when I started it, and I plan on sharing that with you. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more of my videos, if you think these are going to be interesting to you, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I put out a new video. Ultimately, what's most important to me is my family, and I'll see you in the next one.